Let's go a bit deeper on moving around the page with the keyboard and manipulating existing notes. If you don't have the caret on screen, you can use the right and left arrow keys to move the selection through the music a note or a rest at a time. So I can go right like this and back with the left arrow. If you want to jump through a measure at a time, you can add command. So command right or control right on Windows, and back a bar with control or command left. Up and down go up and down a staff at a time, like so. Or you can see here, up and down will go up and down through a chord. And from any staff, you can jump to the top staff with command or control up, and back down to the bottom staff from anywhere with command down or control down on Windows. Now, if I invoke the caret, it's pretty much exactly the same. Navigation right and left will be by the grid rather than the note. So at the moment, I've got the grid set to eighths, so the caret's moving through an eighth at a time. The only exception to that is if you've got some note values that are shorter than the rhythmic grid value. So for instance here, I've got some sixteenths, and it will let me go note by note through these, and it'll go through these triplets a note at a time. And again, back a bar using command or control left, right a bar at a time using command or control right. I want to just emphasize how space does not create rests and it doesn't delete anything. It just moves the caret along the grid by whatever note value is selected in the left panel. So let's say I go back to the beginning with command left and I hit 7 for a half note, and now I hit space. It's just going to move by a half note. If I hit period to turn on dotted notes, turn that into a dotted half. Now if I hit space, it's going to move by a dotted half. Anyway, let me just go over here and put a note in, and then I'm going to talk about moving and adjusting notes. To move a note left or right along the grid, you can use Alt left or Alt right. Sorry, that's Option on Mac. Option left, Option right. And if you want to move the note up and down the scale, you can use Alt or Option up and down. And to go up and down chromatically, add Shift to that. So that's Shift Alt or Shift Opt up and down. And I think you already know that to move a note up or down by an octave, that's Command Alt up and down or Control Alt up and down on Windows. You can also lengthen and shorten notes by the rhythmic grid using Shift Alt right and Shift Alt left. So if I go Shift and Alt right, that will lengthen the note by an eighth each time, because I've got the rhythmic grid set to eighths. If I was to go down here and set it to sixteenths, it would lengthen or shorten by a sixteenth at a time using Shift Alt left and right. And if you hold down all of Command Alt and Shift and use the right and left arrow keys, that will double the duration or halve the duration of the note. I use this all the time for getting really long tied notes onto the page. It's much quicker than tying together lots of small notes.